Hey guys, hey team, hey friends, hey everyone, and today I'm going to do live-ish, sort of something new format for TeamLead channel. Well, today I really want to talk about when is the right time to think about quitting your company. I would say, first of all, if your company kind of looks like this abandoned building I found, it is actually the very right time to quit it. But all jokes aside, yesterday I started listening to this new podcast, and in it was the interview with Tom below, and he said, what is the point of everyone us here on the planet Earth, and what is the idea, of peeps actually doing something, and it's to be happy. And I totally agree. For me personally, the idea of doing something is essentially how fast I can get to the point where I am happy. And this is I think important for many people, and part of your happiness is where you're spending your time. So you're spending at least 8 hours and more at your workplace, so it would really be amazing if your workplace wouldn't suck that much. Now, coming back to the question which we all gathered here in this specific channel and today, what are key factors you should consider when you want to quit your company? For example, I'm gonna give you one from my heart, which I had happened to me yesterday, and I think that's one of the factors as well. When you're starting to do silly, simple stuff instead of what you're supposed to be doing, that's number one. So, for example, yesterday I had this example where even one of my, so to speak, chiefs said to me, Neimantas, can you just go and copy part of this document and just send it to me? It would be way faster. And I'm like, guys, but do you know what we have SharePoint in the company, and it takes literally 2 seconds to try and Google it to see if that exists, and if it doesn't, then you can ask specialists. And after that it hit me, guys, if we are trying to speak about things like copying and pasting something for a document, I think we hit the bottom line. And what I mean here is this: imagine your qualifications is something a little bit higher. For example, I'm an architect. I'm not saying this to sound like a jackass, but usually what I'm responsible is for a lot of money. We have big projects, and those projects are essentially, for example, top 10 critical systems, and they cost a lot of money. What I do it in a way that to try to minimize the expenditure, and I try to minimize all the bad stuff happening, and this way the company saves a lot of money, and also as a byproduct we get a very good architecture. So for me to start doing things as a secretary, that's the bottom line. Second thing, if you at your specific workplace start struggling at very simple steps where it shouldn't be. For example, what I mean is, have a lot of projects or have demands or have different type of ideas how the project should be run. That's totally fine. That's not a problem. You can do it. It's okay. Go do it. But if you take more than at least a week to get even the smallest project / thing made and or started, that's a signal that even the smallest processes are broken. And if that is the case, why would you want to stay somewhere where the process is broken to the point where you can't even finish simple stuff in a timely manner, right? Number three is quite simple and also comes down to the maturity level of your organization. So essentially it is the ownership and or leadership which falls down on every person. So if in your organization you ask someone who's called data architect or, for example, integration architect to pass you data or do something pertaining to their roles, and they are searching for new or different people to do it, that is very bad. So If in your organization there are specific places where you can find people responsible for networks, people responsible for data passage, etc., and each and every person tries to find someone else to do that for them, or somehow tries to pass that the idea to do it, I think it's very bad. If you yourself must do everything, and if you essentially need to go and try to take it from each and every person and essentially to do things for other people, I think that's very bad. You cannot be yourself an engine for leadership always. You must have leadership in your specific place where you do things. But if you have to go and to try to make each and every person do their job, you are in the wrong organization. So that's number 3. The more people try to be leaders at their specific roles, it is better for you because your job will come more smoothly. Number 4, the process. Does your company have a simple process to do simple things, such as when the person comes to work at your company and when such person leaves? And does your company have more processes for specific things like how to do projects exactly, what are the deliverables, and all of such jazz? If your company doesn't have simple process to do simple things, you'll be spending a lot of time discussing how you should do things instead of doing it. So this broken house is an amazing example of this point. You come to such broken house, and instead of just picking things and trying to fix it according to already existing best practices, you will be spending at least 5 hours in 5 different meetings discussing what kind of process you should be using. So number 4 is, do you have simple processes to do simple stuff? If you don't, prepare for liftoff. Number 5. Essentially, we can talk a lot about what kind of crazy processes there is or there isn't, the leadership of people, the simple stuff like people should try to find their documents by themselves, and etc. But it all comes down to the very simple thing: how are you yourself feeling? If you're feeling bad, if you're feeling crushed or otherwise unavailable for yourself, for your family, and for your friends, you don't need to find more arguments why such company is bad. Simply put, if it makes you feel like you don't belong, or it makes you feel like you should put more your life force when you're already putting way more than you should, I think that is one of the best performance indicators, so to speak. Just your general vibe. If you're feeling bad, quit it, find some place which makes you feel good on daily basis, because that's really important, right? This was my 5 tips when you can start thinking about leaving your company. Thanks for watching. If it was at least a little bit enjoyable, hit that like button. It helps the algorithm for other people to see such videos. And if you do want to see other types of videos such as this, do subscribe. I'll bring you more. Bye for now. Thanks for watching again.
Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel and press like.